we can all agree change is not easy. It's hard when we're the ones navigating it, and even harder when we're responsible for its implementation. People resist change to their routines, and without careful preparation, even improvements can fail. Today, I'll walk you through the basic steps of effective change management using the story of Frank, a humble scientist trying to improve his community's farming workforce with the help of reanimated corpses. The farmers in Frank's village were facing a serious challenge. They didn't have enough laborers to manage the crops, and as a result, harvest production was declining. Given the village's isolation, outside help was hard to come by. The village needed a solution. Frank saw an opportunity to use his research on the reanimation of organic matter to create helpers. Although his intentions were good, Frank understood that his proposed solution might receive some resistance. The first step in managing change is having a clear plan. Frank obviously couldn't just show up to the next village meeting with a couple of zombies. No, he needed to fully understand the situation and clearly identify the benefits. A good change plan answers one key question. Why is this better than what we're doing now? In the case of the villagers' harvest, Frank's plan would provide tireless workers, consistent output, and more stable food supply. Without a clear explanation of why change needs to happen, it's nearly impossible to get people to buy into it. The second step is communication. Frank had to communicate his idea to the villagers. This is where many change efforts fail, not because the idea is bad, but because it's poorly explained. Frank gathered the villagers and showed them his vision. A future where no family goes hungry, where the harvest is reliable, and where the workload is shared. But communication isn't just talking, it's listening. Understandably, people had some concerns. Are they safe? Is this ethical? Will they smell? Will they crave brains? Frank had to address those concerns honestly and clearly, because if people don't understand the change or don't trust it, they won't support it. The third step in managing resistance or change is managing resistance. There is no way around this. There will always be resistance. Some of the villagers refused outright. Others were curious, but hesitant. Frank didn't ignore them. No, he didn't try to force the change. Instead, he proposed a compromise. A pilot program, so to speak. Frank brought one of his least intimidating experiments to the village committee, his reanimated childhood pet cat, Biscotti. Introducing Biscotti in a controlled environment helped the villagers to warm up to the idea Frank was proposing. With the help of Biscotti and her gentle, friendly demeanor, skepticism turned into curiosity. Soon, Frank was allowed to bring forward one of his reanimated helpers to demonstrate their abilities, working a crop volunteered by one of the farmers. The demonstration was a success. The helper even made friends with the farmers' children who delighted in engaging the helper in games like charades and jump rope. Gradually, curiosity turned into acceptance as Frank's idea began to take hold. Managing change isn't about eliminating resistance. It's about guiding people through it. Finally, it was time to put the plan into action. Over time, Frank undead workforce expanded, improving the harvest and stabilizing the village. Frank worked closely with the farmers, gathering feedback and making improvements to the reanimated workforce, like equipping the helpers with satchels of pleasant-smelling herbs and, per the proposal of the village committee, sourcing new helpers from a nearby centuries-old Roman battleground. Successful change doesn't happen by accident. It requires a plan, clear communication, and the patience to support people through resistance. Whether you're introducing a new process, a new idea, or a slightly unconventional workforce, the principles remain the same. Because at the heart of every successful change is not just the idea itself, but how we bring people along with it. Thank you.